Here's a 700-word rewritten version of the transcript, condensed while retaining the essence and narrative tone. Gavin Newsom may think he can treat the Constitution like a doormat, but Pam Bondi had other plans. Standing at the podium of the Department of Justice, she didn't mince words as she called out California's actions. Her voice wasn't emotional, it was surgical, like a scalpel cutting through legal red tape. She declared that California had violated the Second Amendment too many times, and that era was over. The room of seasoned reporters shifted, realizing they weren't witnessing a press conference, but a declaration of war. Behind her, Chad Mizell laid out the facts: 8-month waits, even up to 2 years for law-abiding citizens to get a gun permit in Los Angeles. The delays weren't bureaucratic, they were punishment by design. Mizell held up a court ruling stating these delays violated Second Amendment rights. Bondi then returned to the mic, doubling down. This wasn't just about L.A., this was about every state suppressing constitutional rights. New York, Illinois, California, they were all on notice. As Bondi exited, the DOJ's intent was clear: enforcement, not just discussion. Senator Josh Hawley was reading the DOJ release with laser focus. He called in his aide, Sarah, and drafted an emergency hearing request for Newsom to testify under oath. The DOJ's action was the first shot, he said, and he intended to make sure it landed where it counted. Meanwhile, in Sacramento, Newsom fumed in a private meeting, dismissing Bondi's actions as political grandstanding. His staff warned him that public sentiment was shifting. They were being painted as civil rights violators, not protectors of safety. Newsom ordered a media blitz: paint Bondi as dangerous, the face of Wild West justice, and center public safety in the messaging. John Ramirez, a regular guy in L.A., never asked to be in the spotlight. He applied for a concealed carry permit after a break-in, going through every legal channel. 18 months later, no response, until they asked for his fingerprints again. His wife Maria recalled the night of the break-in: a man with a crowbar, she with only a phone. Their daughter, unaware, colored nearby. When a reporter visited their home, John laid it all out, every receipt and copy he'd saved. "Funny," he said bitterly, "if I'd broken the law, I probably would have been processed faster." The clip of that interview went viral. Even Fox aired it. Public pressure mounted. At a Senate hearing, Hawley confronted Newsom face-to-face. Playing a clip of Ramirez's interview, he asked if Newsom believed the Second Amendment applied only to wealthy campaign donors or also to working-class families in South LA. Newsom pushed back, claiming their vetting was about safety, not denial. But Hawley wasn't buying it, stating Newsom's policies disarmed the vulnerable. The room grew tense. Even a Democratic senator tried to pivot to school shootings, but Hawley fired back, demanding justice for the everyday citizens left defenseless for years. Pam Bondi's team at the DOJ discovered that the problem wasn't isolated. San Francisco was worse. San Diego had tripled its permit fees. Mizell called it what it was: a systemic obstruction. Bondi ordered the investigation expanded statewide. This wasn't just one rogue sheriff, it was a coordinated erosion of constitutional rights. Newsom, now visibly worn, faced a press room that wasn't friendly. He repeated lines about public safety, but when asked why counties had 2-year waits and no appeals, his answers fell flat. Even his usual allies in the media began to question him. "No state is above the Constitution," Bondi had said. That quote was everywhere. Then came a small but powerful moment. Outside a county office, John Ramirez received his long-awaited permit. No big rally, just applause and relief. Senator Hawley stood beside him, calling it not just a personal win but a constitutional reckoning. Bondi appeared via live feed, warning other states, act now or be next. John raised the permit, not a trophy, but a symbol. "Better late than never," he said. "Unless you're the guy with the crowbar." The crowd laughed, this time louder. Los Angeles had gone from being a place where rights got lost in bureaucracy to the center of a movement demanding accountability.